The Millennial Generation looks at we baby boomers and sees how our youthful I have a dream idealism, in many cases, not all, has turned to disillusionment because it wasn't matched with a good dose of pragmatism in their minds. They look at Generation X that followed us, now aged in their mid-30s to early 50s, and see that their natural innate pragmatism has in many cases turned to cynicism over time because it wasn't matched with a good dose of optimism. And for them, they want to take the best of both worlds. They want to take the best of the boomer story, the blue skies thinking of the boomers, and the grassroots pragmatic activism of the Gen Xers and blend them together to form a new generational story. This, of course, presents them with something of a challenge in today's environment because they emerge from school and university recognizing that the story they've inherited is not the story they were promised. They face things like university fees. The average fee in the UK now is £8,500. That's a lot more money than I paid to go to university. I didn't pay anything for my 6 years in university. I don't know about you. I didn't pay anything. It's a lot of money for them to have to face up front, grants or not. They face the challenge of pension pain. In 2006, the ratio of workers to retirees across Europe was 4:1. But within 30 years of now, that will be down to 2:1. So for every 2 person in employment, there'll be 1 person needing to be supported. And the millennials know that they will share the brunt, carry the brunt of that burden. 55s and over are the biggest healthcare group already in the UK. They face the challenge of housing, I mentioned earlier. The Demographia International Survey is a group that looks at the ratio of mean income as against mean mortgage and comes up with a rating for major cities across the world and major regions across the world. According to their ratings, the UK has 19 what it calls severely unaffordable cities, compared to just 11 in the USA. The rating that is considered severely unaffordable is 5.1 and above. Bournemouth features in the Demographia list at 8.7. So Bournemouth, in this terms of this international global survey, is severely unaffordable. The number of young adults living with parents in the UK will rise by 50% within the next generation unless we can find a way to deal with the housing crisis. The UK government already knows it has to build 70,000 to 120,000 homes per annum just to keep up with present need and invest £1.6 billion in social housing for the projected need. All of this put together presents an expectation gap, which helps to explain why for some of you working with millennials, they seem to be somewhat listless and at times bored in the workplace. It also helps to explain why some of them are so quick to jump ship. I talk to bosses all the time, and a lot of the response I get is, you know, these guys, they just want to, I spend all that money on recruitment, all the money on training, give them a lot of my time, and then within a year, maybe 2 at the most, they're gone to something else. And it's not simply because they have short attention spans, though many of them do. It's also because they want to tick the boxes of success as quickly as they can because they don't know how long the window of opportunity will be open for them. So we really, if we're serious about innovation in a place like Bournemouth, we have to address this issue of things like housing because we will not keep graduates unless we can provide them with a standard of living. They'll go somewhere else.